The entertainment industry hasn't been without its bumps. In this video, we'll reveal all the hidden details regarding Harmon's incredible journey and the most recent developments that have everyone curious. How about you come along? The rise to fame of Mark Harmon is one of those timeless stories where luck plays a significant role. He started it all in the 1970s when he risked everything to pursue acting instead of a safe business job. Instead of a large stage or movie set, he and his father shared screen time in a funny little commercial for Kellogg's Product 19 series, which was his first taste of stardom. His early acting career was greatly influenced by his sister Kristen, who used her connections to get him his first acting gig in an episode of the A-Team. This opportunity started a chain reaction that led to Harmon guest starring in popular shows like Adam 12, Policewoman, and Emergency. In 1975. Yet, his success was not solely due to luck. You had to question his mental state when he put on those performances. Was the extent of his ambition ever considered by him? Mark Harmon has been in the public eye for a long time, but recently his life has taken a disturbing turn, and his followers are wondering what's going on. Is our current understanding of the tale incomplete? Nobody anticipated the news, which includes health worries and sudden changes in careers. Stay tuned to the very end because what's transpiring with Mark at the moment is shocking and tragic. His acting chops started to come into their own as his career developed, and he was nominated for an Emmy for his riveting portrayal in the TV movie Eleanor and Franklin, The White House Years. It's incredible how a single part can propel an actor to stardom. As his career took off, he appeared in notable miniseries like Centennial and had supporting roles in films like Comes a Horseman and The Poseidon Adventure. It seemed like every project he worked on brought him one step closer to a monumental achievement. Actors' careers take unexpected turns all the time, but his life took a dramatic turn in 2003 when he was cast as Special Agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs in the revolutionary series NCIS. It was almost as if destiny had a hand in inviting Harmon to guest star in a couple of JAG episodes, where Gibbs was initially introduced. After NCIS creator Donald P. Bellisario saw Harmon's riveting performance as Secret Service agent Simon Donovan in The West Wing, the opportunity presented itself. Was Harmon aware at the time that he was entering a role that would go on to become legendary? In all likelihood, no. Playing Gibbs, though, wasn't quite a picnic. It presented its fair share of obstacles. Harmon had a challenging task in deciphering Gibbs' complex personality, which included both his cold, no-nonsense appearance and his profound empathy and commitment to doing what's right. What is the first step in fully embodying something so intricate? Because of the character's centrality to the show and its devoted fan base, Harmon knew he had to give him substance. Without a doubt, he was able to understand the subtleties of a seasoned NCIS agent thanks to his background in law enforcement. A tragic backdrop involving Gibbs's wife and child's deaths provided emotional weight, which Harmon had to successfully portray in the face of such overwhelming grief. How can one keep up the strong front that their admirers have grown to expect? Regardless of these obstacles, people connected with Harmon's portrayal because of his dedication and honesty. NCIS became a hit with audiences throughout the world. It's incredible how an actor can change the trajectory of a program and their career just by shaping a character. The ups and downs of Harmon's career show how skill, persistence, and a little luck can propel you to success, and they also serve as a reminder that the road to success is seldom smooth. Mark Harmon's life has taken an alarming turn after years of consistency and prosperity. Why has he suddenly encountered these difficulties, and what is he doing about it? This is far from ended. It's more than simply news. It's a window into the life of a beloved performer. If you want to know what's going on with Harmon right now, you have to watch to the very end. Leroy Jethro Gibbs went from being a quiet and unassuming commander to being one of the most complex characters in television history. Across the course of 19 seasons, changing while being watched by millions of admirers all the time must be really difficult. At first glance, Gibbs seemed to be an unassuming, quiet sort who exemplified strength. It was revealed in the third season, as many may recall, the tragic history of his first wife Shannon and their daughter Kelly, adding complexity to Gibbs' character. This incident shed light on his guarded nature and made viewers wonder, how does one manage to be functional in a high-stakes setting like NCIS while coping with such profound loss? The recurring focus throughout the seasons was on Gibbs' connections with his squad, which highlighted his leadership skills. A warm and welcoming environment was fostered by his transformation into a father figure for several team members, particularly agents Tony D'Inozzo and Ziva David, as well as forensic expert Abby Sayuto. The thought of how something as innocuous as his now iconic head slap, which started out as a fun rebuke for D'Inozzo, became a signature of his personality is intriguing. In what other ways do a person's connections and their tiny peculiarities evolve across time? Gibbs' character development was further deepened by important plot points such as his family's sad loss and his desire for vengeance against Pedro Hernandez, the killer. Just picture yourself secretly holding that secret for years, only to have it unintentionally exposed when Abby found evidence connecting Gibbs to Hernandez's murder. What kind of moral impact would that have? Because of his personal history and struggles with remorse and a desire for justice, Gibbs is able to be understood and empathized with. As a leader in character, Gibbs is deeply affected by his history and the principles he established in Shannon's honor. Time taught him, nevertheless, that it's all right to bend, or even disobey, the rules sometimes. A new and interesting viewpoint, isn't it? As Gibbs so eloquently showed, growth frequently necessitates flexibility. Just as important to his growth as an individual were his interactions with his fellow NCIS team members. Tony D.I. not so, and he developed a strong, almost family-like connection throughout their time as mentee and mentor. What is unique about a mentor-mentee dynamic? Many viewers connected with Gibbs and Tony's relationship because it demonstrated trust, progress, and mutual respect. The bond was one of a kind with Abby. When they exchanged signs, it revealed more than just a professional level of understanding and affection, adding depth to his already multifaceted persona. Gibbs regarded her nearly like a daughter. With the addition of agents like Ziva David and Timothy McGee, Gibbs demonstrated that he could be more than just a law enforcer by changing his leadership style to foster growth. We witness characters who are resistant to change so frequently. Being able to adapt while staying true to his convictions is a testament to Gibbs' strength. But rumors of animosity on the NCIS set started circulating. Behind the scenes, Harmon and Paulie Perrette had problems outside of filming. Despite the fact that their on-screen connection was admired by viewers, an incident involving Harmon's dog, which got a little overexcited and nipped a crew worker, was the spark that ignited the fire. Mark Harmon left NCIS after performing the devoted and time-consuming job of Special Agent Leroy Jethro Gibbs for over 20 years. Producing the program for as little as 2 hours a day in its early seasons and continuing to play the same character for as long as he did, especially as he got close to 70 years old, was a lot. The idea of taking a step back was mooted by Mark Harmon. Ignoring the impact of exhaustion on his decision-making is understandable. Harmon decided to put his personal life, particularly his family life, first after years of devoting himself to Gibbs. He had considered quitting the program around seasons 15 or 16, but he stayed far longer than he had planned out of loyalty to the people he considered family on set. To make sure the season could get off to a nice start, Harmon needed to talk to CBS and the show's producers about his departure. The network and viewers were both comforted by Mark Harmon's agreement to participate in a limited number of episodes during the transition period. It felt like passing the baton to the next runner in a relay race. Even more intriguing, Kelly Cole, president of CBS Entertainment, dropped hints that Harmon might come back. The writers took their time crafting Gibbs' leaving plot so that both fans and the character might find meaningful resolution. In the fourth episode of season 19, Great Wide Open, Gibbs finds solace away from the high-stakes NCIS environment in Alaska and decides to remain there after solving a case. In Harmon's opinion, this was an authentic and appropriate way to wrap things up for Gibbs, as it mirrored both his own path and the character's development. Harmon's impact on NCIS went much beyond his dual roles as executive producer and star actor. He has been juggling the responsibilities of production and artistic direction since 2008. He had a lot of control over the show's trajectory thanks to his dual job, which occasionally led to disagreements with the writers and directors. Despite Harmon's reputation as an absolute professional, a few members of the team believed that there was room for improvement in terms of communication. Keeping things operating smoothly on set when creative minds aren't aligned is tough. Frustrations are going to erupt. Sean Murray, Timothy McGee, Brian Dietz-Zen, Jimmy Palmer, and others lauded Harmon's supportive leadership despite the high tensions. He was a positive force who wanted everyone to succeed, even if he was juggling acting and production duties. The loss of Harmon's creative vision and financial support for NCIS has far-reaching consequences. Both the public face and the driving force behind NCIS for almost 20 years was Harmon. The show's budgetary framework had to be rethought after his departure. Harmon allegedly made over $500,000 every episode, which was a significant portion of the expenditure. Producers had to find ways to keep expenses down without sacrificing quality or viewer engagement because of this hefty remuneration. When Harmon left, the production crew had to be creative in order to come up with fresh stories to replace him. It took a lot of ingenuity and imagination to keep the program interesting and lively once a character left. Thanks to its strong ensemble cast and NCIS's lengthy history of success, the program persevered through the difficult shift. The procedure that led to Harmon's contracts was indicative of his commitment and devotion to the program. Together with his co-stars, he put in a lot of time and effort in the first few seasons to make NCIS a hit. Harmon was able to negotiate greater compensation as the show's popularity increased in subsequent seasons. Harmon's worth to the show was evident as he became one of the highest-paid performers on television, earning more than $500,000 each episode. After taking on the post of executive producer in 2008, he cemented his position and became personally invested in the show's success. At the end of his contract negotiations, Harmon agreed to make a small appearance in a handful of episodes to assist the program as it transitioned into season 19, which was crucial to securing the show's renewal. Wow, that's a clever move. Keeping the show's finances stable while easing the actors and crew into a post-Gibbs NCIS was the goal of this method. A captivating blend of planning and showmanship is displayed at such a monumental transition. Who would have thought that television could be such a complex medium? Ultimately, Harmon's departure was a watershed moment that pushed the show's makers to be creative and innovative rather than merely a casting change. Fans have always adored Mark Harmon, but some are starting to question his sanity in light of recent events. His path is taking an unexpected turn filled with setbacks and personal obstacles. Why is everyone worried about this, and how will it influence his future? The whole narrative of Mark Harmon's troubles will make you wonder more than it answers, so make sure you don't miss a moment of this story. Underscore 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 underscore. When Mark Harmon confirmed his exit from NCIS, an emotional conflagration broke out on social media. After years of being next-door neighbors, it felt like a buddy had announced they were leaving. On social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, fans vented their conflicted emotions over the show's and Gibbs' future. Some fans, overcome by fond memories and thankfulness, took the time to express their gratitude for Harmon's nearly 20-year career. The demanding schedule that Mark Harmon upheld with unfaltering dedication over his 20 years on NCIS was no picnic. It became apparent that Harmon's resignation would significantly impact the show's audience when word of his departure circulated. Despite the show's devoted viewership, some have said they will no longer watch it with Gibbs absent. For example, one supporter went as far as to say, "If Gibbs is gone, so am I." I'm a big fan of Gibbs and enjoyed watching his character grow over the years, but Gibbs is NCIS. How many of us have had similar feelings when beloved characters depart from our favorite television shows? On social media, this opinion was widely shared by fans who expressed their disappointment that the program will be without Harmon's popular role. Like a moving tribute record, expressions of condolence and homage poured in. Many viewers were appreciative of Mark Harmon's 18 years of service to the show and his depiction of Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Amidst the loss, there was a ray of hope for Gibbs supporters who held on to the idea that he might return, thanks to the show's creators who left it open for future appearances. It's like bidding farewell to a friend with the knowledge that they may drop by unexpectedly. Viewers are getting used to the show's new direction without its long-standing star, and some are even showing signs of liking new characters such as Agent Parker, played by Gary Cole. How programs may change over time while retaining their hook is really mind-boggling. The fact that NCIS has continued to be successful beyond Harmon's departure is evidence of its timeless appeal and flexibility. The program has shown it can keep the spark alive like a warm fire that keeps burning even when the logs are changed. Which is a huge loss, but Gibbs' departure is enormous nonetheless. People who love NCIS very much are demonstrating their resilience by staying positive despite their heartbreak. Beyond being mere entertainment, it has become an enduring bond, adapting to its viewers while remaining faithful to its origins. Looking ahead to NCIS, one can't help but wonder what the forthcoming chapter has in store for the cherished brand. Will we fall in love with new characters the way we did with Gibbs? We may never know the answers, but we can be sure that Mark Harmon's impact on NCIS will endure for generations to come. Mark Harmon has proved his mettle and perseverance through thick and thin as he has progressed through his profession. His 1987 involvement in a highly publicized and contentious custody battle for his nephew Sam stands out among the most famous incidents. Just picture yourself in his position, witnessing your sister Kristen's battle with addiction. Observing it must have been really painful. Harmon filed for custody of Sam despite the immense difficulty of the choice, motivated by worry and a strong sense of duty. There were repercussions to this decision. The Harmon family was effectively divided as a result. Kristen was left standing alone on one side, with Mark, Kelly, and their parents on the other. Harmon decided to withdraw the custody action after enduring the family upheaval, hoping to end the issue and restore some harmony to the family in 1996. Nevertheless, Harmon's courage was highlighted in an entirely new manner when near his house a horrific accident occurred and he had to rescue two teens trapped in a vehicle. It was like something out of a movie. Just picture the rush of excitement coursing through his veins as he smashed the windshield with a 12-pound sledgehammer, given that the car was about to explode. The brave deed left many in amazement. His bravery and fast thinking saved the lives of the squad, according to Los Angeles Fire Department spokesman Brian Humphrey, who lauded his efforts in an interview given in 2013. Harmon toned down his involvement in this incident, which is rather surprising. "I won't take credit for it, because if the car explodes and I'm there next to the car, then you're talking about two young boys who don't have a father." It's quite inspiring to witness someone who has achieved so much and still remains humble. However, Harmon has not only had to overcome obstacles in his personal life but also in his professional life. A rift developed in 2007 when he and NCIS creator Donald P. Bellisario had an argument about the show's direction. After Harmon expressed his displeasure to the network, they replaced Bellisario and began a new chapter in the series' history by hiring a new showrunner. Harmon informed USA Today that the work environment had become difficult. He reportedly was upset with the long working hours and disorganized production under Bellisario's leadership. His decision to speak up wasn't taken lightly, and it led to major changes behind the scenes. The incident demonstrated his leadership and dedication not only to his role but to the entire cast and crew's well-being. Harmon always took his work seriously. His commitment to excellence and order ensured that NCIS maintained its reputation for quality and dependability, both on screen and off. Despite the controversy, the show continued to thrive under the new showrunner, and Harmon's influence remained central. Over time, his relationship with CBS solidified. Not only was